All right. Hey, my name's John Yeoh. I'm with the CSA, and the wait is over. We are finally about to kick off our first Agentic AI Security Summit. So, welcome. Grab a cup of coffee. Let's hit it. Theme music. All right. We don't have theme music, but we do have sponsors, and I really do want to thank the sponsors for putting this on. This is our first Agentic AI Security Summit. We're excited about it. We can't do it without with them. I also want to point out especially the new CSA Premier AI Safety Ambassadors. These ambassadors help us not just with one event, but they help us do everything that we're doing in AI. So they're supporting our content that we're doing within working groups. So all the white papers that we have, events like today, these are thanks to the CSA Premier AI Safety Ambassadors. If you are established in AI, if you're innovating in AI, this is you. This is who's a part of this. Special thanks. It means a lot because it means that we get to do everything we want to do with AI. So, uh, yeah, become a safety ambassador with us. Why wouldn't you do that? Agentic AI. Why does it matter? Why today? Why are we doing this conference specifically for agentic AI security? And I think we know because it changes everything that we do, right? It's changing our operations. It's changing how we conduct our business. It's always nice to start off with the definition here. So agentic AI refers to the system or systems, right, that autonomously take action. They ingest data, right? They pursue goals. There's an end goal. They're trying to figure things out, and they are going to make decisions, autonomous decisions. And it's through a big orchestration of usually multiple AI agents. We're looking at multiple data sources, repos, and so there's a huge system here that is different than we've seen. And so that's why we're addressing agentic AI the way we are. We think security is really important here because there are differences. And if you look here, listed out, we're planning, we're reasoning, we're acting, we're learning. We're operating across multiple systems, multiple times in runtime and real time. These are some of the behaviors that we've introduced to be aware of when you're building or when you're designing an agentic AI system. These are the considerations. Look at the emergent behavior. So, what is emergent behavior? How are things acting differently too? How are the communications happening across your platforms? AI agents aren't just communicating with humans, they're communicating with internal tools, external tools. So they're using tool calling. You're familiar with MCPs, model context protocols, or it makes things different. We're using protocols now to interact with systems, humans, agents, all that. The unstructured nature of things, yeah, right. We're not defined by these guardrails anymore. These agents are really redefining new rules. They're adapting to environments. They have more context, and so this unstructured nature of agentic systems becomes really important to pay attention to make sure that they're operating still within reason that we want, even though we want to allow them to gather data and make better decisions and faster decisions than we could do manually. Interpretability challenges. Yeah, absolutely. I think there are challenges when it comes to reasoning and explainability. We talk about AGI, right? Artificial generative intelligence, when something exceeds human intelligence, well, we know it. And so interpretability challenges are certainly there. And a complex attack surface. We have new LLMs introduced into our environments, the MCPs and the MCP servers that will be tool calling with. These are all more complex architectures, which leads to more complex attack surfaces. I also like NVIDIA here. This is how they define agentic AI. Does it perceive, like ingest data? Does it reason? Will it act? And will it learn and adapt in the future? So important things that differentiate agentic AI, all things that you're going to learn about and that we're going to talk about today. So why CSA is doing something here? Well, why not? But absolutely, I think we are built for this. This is something that we're in the position to do. If you are familiar with CSA, yeah, we do things. We've been building cloud assurance and security guidance for a long time. You might be familiar with the cloud controls matrix and the cake on the screen here too. We also are implementing zero trust principles and practices. And zero trust is an approach that we want to take on understanding security, building confidence and validation in our systems. And zero trust, we may never be perfect at it, but it's one of those things that we have a goal in mind, we want to achieve it, and it's only going to increase how we can, measure security across our systems. AI safety, we've been doing AI for a long time here too at CSA. It makes sense, right? AI is, you see all these frontier models that are hosted in cloud that are using the power of the cloud to generate context, accessing all these AI systems, often through SaaS or some or other cloud APIs. So we have been doing that for a long time, but AI safety, the minute generative AI came out, we really focused on AI safety. And so we are extending all this leadership to agentic AI. If you are familiar with the CSA research that we've been doing on AI through the safety initiative, we are taking technology and risk, we are taking governance and compliance, we're taking organizational responsibilities, and we're going to focus that on agentic systems. And we've already done a little bit of that too. So if you look at some of the red teaming guidance that we've done with OWASP, so OWASP has part one, CSA has part two. Check those out. We also have some guidance on just, hey, secure designing. When you go into designing, what are the considerations that you need for securing agentic systems? Another great guidance paper that's already out and coming soon is identity. So how is identity and access, how is IAM different in agentic systems? Are we ready for it? Are we prepared for it? And I think there's a lot of shortcomings as we move into understanding non-human identities. We did already release an AI controls matrix. So this is an extension of what we've done for cloud, something that's going to be very specific for model security. It's also going to expand into non-human identities, as well as just tailor cloud and apply it to AI. We want to make contributions to MCPs for sure, as mentioned before. And Maestro is a threat modeling for AI agents that was released through CSA content. We're going to do a lot more with that because I think it's super valuable, and I haven't seen a tool that's better for addressing the AI threat model with AI agents and agentic systems. This is a little bit of a roadmap here. It's a super busy slide here too, so I won't go through everything here too, but this is what we want to do with our agentic AI roadmap. We want to really help people establish foundations so they understand how agentic AI systems are different. And when you understand those basic components and foundations and fundamentals, you can build security practices around there. You can build all the security guidelines in there. So foundational concepts and architectures highlights just that. Can we define a taxonomy? Can we help build architectures and security workflows, reference architectures that people can use? We will absolutely establish those, and I think we've already started, as mentioned on a couple of the publications that we already have. Governance, risk, and compliance. We do want to propose an AI agent GRC model. We want to make sure that we can measure some of the risks and quantify some of the risk for the basic components that we have, right? We already talked about large language models. There are over 3 million LLMs in Hugging Face alone. There are tens to hundreds of thousands of MCP servers. Do we understand how to use them? Do we understand the risk? Can we measure that risk so that we can build more secure systems and also meet global compliance as we start to not just build, but deploy agents and take this agentic AI approach? And we certainly want to translate to the business. And so if we're building applications for the business, security needs to keep up. We need to align cybersecurity risks our AI risk with the business risk. We want to follow the business, so we want to advance, of course, but we also want to make sure that we're protecting companies, customers, and the business itself. So we're looking at these three things. We'll give you, I think, a very good roadmap into building, deploying, and hopefully successfully and securely and safely uh, moving towards agentic AI systems. Let's get into the agenda. I mean, I'm excited. I'm super pumped actually about who's going to be here today. I took a different approach. I like to do this bunching approach. So I know we can just look at the agenda and kind of see what's going on, but I like to bunch them into certain areas. So understanding AI security foundations. Jay Chaudhry, absolute legend and CEO of Zscaler, is going to be talking about innovation meeting security. Another legend, Diana Kelly, Microsoft for a long time now. She's a CISO at Noma. She's had many CISO paths even up till here. She's going to talk about how we're going to be extending and what's the next level of intelligent systems that AI provides, that agentic AI will help us achieve. Moving into just emerging, like how do we build better practices for AI? And we have Dan Stalker and I believe Sean Gray at JP Morgan Chase, sharing how they're doing it in one of the biggest financial firms uh, in the country and the world. Ido Shlomo, Harris Perry are also talking about how they're going to scale AI practices. So looking forward to those. If you really want to dig into the threat landscape of AI, and you should, Chris Porter over at Google, Snaga over at Wiz, and Sumit Thakur, the CEO at Qualys, they're going to help us understand the threat model for AI. Now, what's the future look like for cybersecurity? How has this threat landscape changed? Uh, that's what you're going to do when you stay tuned. A couple other pieces we have. If you want to get hands on with security, Ken Huang, Rob Vanderveer, they are going to take us through OWASP and CSA techniques for red teaming AI agents. Akila and Kevin will talk about Sierra's doing some really cool stuff, and they're going to talk about autonomy and assurance in AI. And Melody Nuri over at Netscope, she'll talk about also what's next in AI. If you want to listen to more about what CSA is doing, I'm John Yeoh. Daniela Cantadu is going to be talking about some cool things, and Caleb Sima and Michael Mikado, they're going to introduce the risk rubric that CSA has helped build. This is something that's going to be really interesting in helping people address the risk for large language models that we'll be using. Again, over 3 million large language models out there. How do you know which ones to use? Can we trust? Can we validate, like, which ones are legitimate? This risk rubric project is going to help you just that. So that's it. I don't think there's anything further to do but to carry on and to move on with the summit. This is the cast of your Agentic AI Security Summit this year. Impressive group of individuals. You were able to interact with all the speakers as we move forward. So do that. Listen, be a part of the chat, and I'm looking forward to being a part of this with you. So click end now, but then click start on the next session, and we'll see you then. Okay. Thanks again. Welcome to the AI Security Summit.